I think the nicest compliment I ever had that way was I was walking along the street in Beverly, Main Street, and there was a Jewish woman on the side where I was, and there was a Jewish man, ostensibly her husband, across the street. And she hollered across the street, "Sam, come over, come over." Now, they both started circling me as though I was some rare species out of the zoo or something. And they kept walking around me, and finally they stopped, and the woman came up to me, and she says, "Never die, just keep on living."
Hey, wait a minute, what are you fellas trying to do to me? Room service.
They've been locked out of their rooms.
You can't do this to me. If I lose my cash, I'll sue him. If I lose my backer, I'll kill him. Now, Gordon, back up, Fisk. What about the head? He stopped it! Oh, no, 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 no.
Leo! Leo! Mr. Gribble said you were dying.
It's only a plot, darling. Wagner, Baker, get into that bed. You gotta play sick. Christine, sit over there and play nurse. Baker, get in there and start groaning. We could dump him in the alley. Oh, no, no! Let's take him down the service elevator. I wouldn't have him insulted. He'd go with the regular passing. Well, someone might see us. Oh. Come on.
Great deal of things that Groucho did on paper. He did magazine articles, he wrote books. He was a very, very prolific writer and probably wished deep down in his heart that he had been an accepted author as opposed to an accepted comic, because he was a man of deep literary interests.
Most of his friends were writers, and if not writers, songwriters, producers, directors. Probably the majority, more of them were writers. Maybe it was before the TV, after the films. He was going to devote all of his time to writing. But different things kept happening in show business, and he never did get around to it. And then, of course, I guess it was before You Bet Your Life. Then You Bet Your Life came, and that took care of that.
And I remember my dad sitting at the television set every time that You Bet Your Life would come on. He never missed a show. That's how really supportive. He was always pulling for Groucho on that show.
I'm going to speak to Mr. Lee.
From coast to coast, in every state in the Union, the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life. Wherever you go, from one end of this nation to the other, you'll find the folks at a DeSoto Plymouth dealers ready and eager to serve you. And this week, there's big news at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The 1952 DeSoto is now on display. More about this great new DeSoto later in the program.
And now, here he is, the one, the only... That's me, Father Time. Hi, audience. Well, here I am again with 1,500 smackers for one of our couples. And if any of them say the secret word, the duck won't come down and pay him $100. The word tonight is tree. Oh, boy, he's in full swing again now. Okay, duck. The frost is on the pumpkin. Head south, will you? Mr. Fenneman, take him with you. We have a couple of people who aren't married, Groucho.
Are you related to this duck?
No, I don't believe so.
There is a resemblance. All right, George, let's go now.
Mrs. Helen Schwartz, Mr. Isaac Cashton are first, Groucho. So, folks, you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Say the secret word and you'll split $100. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Mr. Isaac Cashton and Mrs. Helen Schwartz. Mrs. Schwartz, may I call you Helen?
Yes, Mr. Marx, you may, but everybody calls me Mama.
Well, if everybody calls you Mama, I don't want to be with the riffraff. I'll call you Mrs. Schwartz. Where are you from, Mrs. Schwartz? Paraguay? Sooner or later,
No.
Somebody's bound to be from Paraguay.
I'm from Hungary.
Uruguay? What?
Hungary, Russian.
Oh, I'm from Hungary, too, but where are you from?
Hungry Russians.
Hungry Lotions?
Lushans is the name of the city.
Oh, a city. I thought it was something you got at the delicatessen, huh? Well, what do you remember about this obscure village?
Not much. I was about 6 years old when I left there.
Oh, that's about
And,
35 years ago, huh?
Yes.
How did you meet your husband, Helen? I assume you have one.
Yes, I do. I met him at a dance, Mr. Marx.
Kazatsky?
No, Chardash.
Oh. I thought that was something you get in a delicatessen. What's a shardash?
It's a Hungarian dance.
Could you give us a sample of it?
Surely, but not alone, I couldn't. Would you?
Oh, sure. I have no idea how you do this, but I'm certainly willing to try. What do you do? Could you give us a shardash over there, Jack? Oh, we get acquainted fast up here. Now, let's see. Your name is Isaac Ashcan.
No, Groucho, it's cash stand. Sometimes they say cash down.
Oh, that's when they want to get a laugh, I guess.
Something like that.
Well, what is your claim to fame, Isaac? Well, almost everybody Are you a midget race driver?
No, I'm a chess player.
Chess? Are you a good player?
My title is International Grandmaster.
Well, that's very impressive. Well, what is an international grandmaster? Is that anything like a local shave master?
Not quite. That's the highest title you can get in chess besides the world's champion. There are just 3 of us in the United States, and I think something like 27 in the entire world.
Doesn't frighten me in the least, Isaac. I'll challenge you to a chess game any day of the week and bet you $500. Are you game?
I'll tell you, Groucho, I just happen to have a little time tonight. And if you're interested, I'll play a blindfold.
Why do you want to blindfold yourself? Don't you want to look at me?
Well, I think I can play the game just about as well.
Of course, you realize if you're blindfolded, I'm going to cheat.
It's pretty hard to cheat in chess because there are very standard international rules. And if you follow the rules, this is one game where you really can't cheat.
If I can't cheat, forget it. The only fun I have playing any game is cheating. Could you give me a sample play? I mean, a simple one that Mrs. Schwartz and I would understand?
Well, I'll give you a game of chess, which I think is fairly simple. White starts, plays pawn to king 4, and black plays pawn to king 4. And white goes bishop to bishop 4, and black makes the same reply. And white goes queen to rook 5. Black's answer is king knight to bishop 3. And white plays queen takes pawn, checkmate, the game is over. And who has the $500?
Mrs. Schwartz, will you give him $500 for me? Well, I've heard you have to be a mathematical genius to be a good chess player. Is this true, or could a fellow like me take it up?
Well, you don't have to be a mathematical genius or a wizard of any kind. You can be illiterate, uneducated, and still play a pretty good game of chess.
Isaac, you've described me to a T. Shake hands with the next world's champion. And I'm still going to cheat. Mrs. Schwartz, what's your hobby? Are you a chess player, or do you prefer ice hockey?
No, Mr. Marx. My hobby is movies.
Movies? You just like someplace to go to take your shoes off, is that it? You're popcorn happy, eh?
That's right.
What kind of pictures do you like? Musicals, dramas, westerns, or comedies?
Oh, I don't care what they are, as long as Tony Curtis is in them.
Well, that's the way I feel. I don't care what kind of a picture it is, as long as it doesn't have Tony Curtis in it. Well, why Tony Curtis, Mama? What's so fascinating about him?
Oh, because he's just the handsomest man on this earth. He's so wonderful, and when he's got talent and those big blue eyes, and he's on the screen, you just can't help but you just lose yourself.
Why Tony Curtis?
Because I'm his mother.
Really? Well, no wonder your criticism is so impartial. Well, you're a nice couple, and I hope you get married someday.
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. Mentor Klein to be on the program. His partner is a very special guest, Dr. Giovanni. I've seen Dr. Giovanni work, and I thought if I invited him down to the show tonight, you could have some fun with him. So, fellas, would you come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx?
Say the secret word, and you each get an extra $50.50. It's a common word, something you see every day. Well, what have we here? Two men, eh? How dull. Mentor Klein.
That's me.
Yeah, it's Mentor Klein and
right.
Dr. Giovanni, eh? Well, which one of you is Mr. Klein?
I'm Mentor Klein. That's Dr. Giovanni.
Oh, well, I'm pleased to meet you, Doctor.
How do you do? How do you
I've had a pain here in the back of my neck for the last 3 weeks. I wish you'd
Well,
take a
I'm
look.
not that kind of a doctor.
Oh. And are you a doctor, Mr. Klein?
No, I'm not a doctor, sir.
Are you for Hirat?
Yes, I work for the Pickwick Bookshop in Hollywood.
I asked if you were married, and you said you worked for a
I'm
bookshop.
sorry. I am married. I didn't understand your German.
Well, it's not top grade German. Are you Dr. Giovanni?
I am Dr. Giovanni.
What kind of a doctor are you, Doctor?
I'm a manipulator.
Oh, a manipulator?
Yes, sir.
Oh, in other words, you're a chiropractor, huh?
No, I'm a manipulator.
Oh, but what kind of a manipulator are you, Doc?
Well,
you run a shell game down on Main Street?
No, I'm picking pockets. I'm the world's greatest pickpocket.
Well, that's a pretty strong statement there, Doctor. It happens I come from a long line of pickpockets. Are you a legal pickpocket, or like the average married woman? Or...
Yes, I am a legal pickpocket. Even the police department hires me to show how the pickpocket works.
Oh. Well, the
I am in a theater and I'm in nightclub. I ask from the audience people to come up, and I relieve them from the pocket book, from suspender, and watch whatever they got. I get them.
You do this in a nightclub?
Yes, sir.
Pretty tough spots to operate, isn't it?
Well,
After the nightclub gets through, there's not much left in their wallets. Well, Doc, I'm curious to see you operate. Let's see you take this bookman's wallet. Could you do that?
would you like to see it?
Yeah, I would love to see
Step
it. Now,
over
I'll be
here.
watching you like a horse.
You step over here and
I
watch
need-
that very careful.
I need-
Now, usually, which pocket you think the pocketbook's supposed to be in the pocket?
Well, they usually have it over here on the
No,
left-hand side, don't they?
no. This pocketbook is in that one, you see?
Now, how did you
But
know that so
it's
quickly?
here. This is it. This is something? You like it?
Yeah, I'm crazy.
How you like this one?
Come here.
I'll put it away. Don't worry about it. Now, this is nothing. Did you have it in that pocket? No
I
food.
had it in this back pocket.
Now, how much you think approximately you had in the pocket?
Well, I had...
Did you felt
it
it?
for you?
Did you felt it? No
No,
food.
I didn't feel it at all.
Now, why you didn't stop me when you...
110,
You
130,
got-
130.
How about this?
$70.
Can I walk with this?
Yes, I wish you would. But don't take the pants off next time.
You were very swell of me. Put it away, will you? Now you can see why I'm the world's greatest pickpocket. I invented this act, and I am the father of this act.
Doc, you're about as shifty a character as anybody we've ever had up here. That includes Mr. Klein here.
Thank you.
Now, let's see how successful you are at playing our game here. This is something else again.